let's look at one more example involving arguments. So, for example, I want you to use a truth table to determine the validity of the following argument. So here's my argument. It's going to say, if you stay in, your roommate goes out. If your roommate doesn't go out, your roommate will finish their math homework. Your roommate doesn't finish their math homework. Therefore, you do not stay in. So here, if I look at my argument, I have a couple things going on. You stay in, your roommate goes out, and then whether or not your roommate will finish their math homework. So I'm going to need 3 statement variables. So let's go with P being you stay in, Q being your roommate goes out, and R being your roommate will finish their math homework. So we're going to use these variables, go back to our argument and translate it into symbols. So here I'm going to just write it with the vertical form. So if P, then Q, and then I'm told if my roommate doesn't go out, so not Q, then R. They finish their math homework, R. And then I'm told not R, therefore not P. So now that I've got my argument written in this vertical form, I can now put my truth table together. Here I have 3 statement variables, P, Q, and R. So I'm going to need 3 columns, which means I'm going to have 8 rows in my truth table. Okay, and then true, false. And then I just repeat those last 4, but I change P to being false. Okay, so I've got my 8 rows. If I look at what I'm going to need for my premises, I'm going to need not Q. So I need that. So flip the entries of Q. And then I can start making my premises now. So the first premise is if P, then Q. True, true, false, false. and then the rest are automatically true. And then my second premise is not Q implies R. So the first two are automatically true, and then I get a true and a false. And then I get another automatically true, a true and a false. So my last premise is going to be not R. So just flip the entries of R, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true. So there are all my premises. Now I need a column for my conclusion, which is not P. So I'm going to flip all the entries of P. And then true, 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 true. All right, so now that I've got my truth table, I'll shrink it so we can try to see it in one screen here. I look at my premises, which again are these 3 columns right here, and I look for rows where they are both, where all 3 are true. And I'm going to circle those. Those are my critical rows. So here is a critical row, and then here is another critical row, and that's all of my critical rows. And then I look at my conclusion. If I look here, my conclusion is false, which tells me that this argument is invalid because I have a false conclusion in a critical row.